Alright, so this is an actual PSLE 2018 PSLE math question. Anne had a total of 285 red and blue bits. She used 45 red bits and 40% of the blue bits. After that, the ratio of the number of red bits to blue bits Anne had was 1:3. Now, before attempting to write the steps for this question, the number one exam skill that you must have for the problem sums is you must be able to analyze the question. And in order to do that, right, we encourage our students to adopt the RHMC steps. Okay, what does R mean? R means you read the question twice. Okay, reading it once will give you a general idea of what the question's story is all about, but reading it twice will allow you to proceed on and do this step called highlighting. Okay, so the second time that you read, you got to highlight the important words and numbers. So again, in a problem sum, in a typical problem sum, most of the words are just noises that serves to distract a student. There are some words that are keywords, and those are the words that we will highlight. Okay, so as we are reading it for a second time, we will highlight the important stuff. Okay, Anne had a total of 285 red and blue bits. So this is important because this is telling you how much beads does Anne have and what are the colors of the beads she used. Okay, so there were some changes that happened. So she used 45 red and 40% of the blue beads. Okay, so these were the changes. So the number of beads will have to decrease. Okay, so let's read on. After that, the ratio of the number of red beads to the number of blue beads became 1:3. Okay, so this is the after scenario. So from here, very clearly, we can actually identify the method. Okay, so that's the M. The method used for this is actually a before and after concept, whereby before Anne had 285 red and blue bits. There were some changes. She used some red bits, some blue bits, and at the end, the ratio of red is to blue became 1:3. Okay, so M stands for method. Okay, and the last letter to this RHMC is to check your work. Okay, this is very important because you need to check the final answer and whether the final answer matches the information in this question. Okay, so first up, what fraction of the blue bits did Anne use? Okay, so we know that she used 40% of the blue bits. So all we have to do for the first question is to convert between the percentage to a fraction. So 40% is actually the same as 40 over 100, which is simplified to 2 over 5. Okay, so this means that Anne had a total of 5 units of blue bits and she used 2 units of the blue bits. Okay? Alright, so the next question, how many bits did Anne have in the end? Okay, so in the end, how many blue bits does Anne have? We know that at the start, Anne had a total of 285 beats. Okay, so how many beats did Anne have in the end? So in the end, the number of beats must be lesser because she used both the red and the blue beats. Okay, so for part B, we know that Anne used 2 units of blue bits. Okay, that is from our first answer. Okay, which means that Anne had how many units of blue bits left? So from the first answer, we know that she used 2 out of 5, a total of 5 units of blue bits. So that means that Anne had a remaining of 5 minus 2, which is equals to 3 units of blue bits left. Okay, of blue bits left. Alright, so in the problem sums, it's always best to label your steps. Okay, so you can always write statements like this, okay, and explain your working so that it's clear to you what each step represents. Okay, so you know that at the end, N will have 3 units of blue bits. In fact, the after ratio for red is to blue is also 1:3. Okay, so red is to blue is 1:3. Okay, so for this question, for the PSLE, they were quite kind because if you can observe, the remaining units for blue bits is 3. Okay, let's use a blue color instead, because it's blue bits, right? Blue is 3, and at the end, the ratio that they've given you is also 3 for the blue bits. So if it's the same, we don't have to manipulate, we don't have to change the ratio given to us. Okay, so what we have to do is come up with a very simple model. Okay, so in the after scenario, red is to blue is 1 unit for the red one and 3 units for the blue one. And remember this, and actually had used up 45 red bits, so I don't know how many units is it, so I just estimate this is 45 that she used. Okay, so this was the amount of red bits that she had initially at the start. At the same time, she used 2 parts out of the 5 parts of blue bits that she had. Okay, so this blue bits was remaining, okay, and she used 2 parts before. So this was the amount of blue bits that Anne had at first. Okay, so and we know that the total amount of bits that she had at first is 285. Okay, so that is from the question right here. Okay, so what we have to do is we can find the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. Okay, so 6 units is equals to 285 minus 45. That will give me a value of 240, which means that 1 unit of bits is equals to 240 divided by 6, which is 40 bits. And how many bits did she have in the end? So the black boxes that we have drawn are the number of units for the bits in the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So as simple as 4 units is equals to 4 multiplied by 40, which is giving us a value of 160 bits that N has in the end. Okay, so 160 bits that she has in the end. So that is the final answer for this question. So let's do a quick check. Okay, so remember this, we can use the final value to help us check our work. Okay, so we know that at the end she had, or rather in the after case, okay, because it's before and after, so let's use the right word, she had 160 bits. Okay, so out of this there were some blue ones and some red ones. Okay, so in the end we know that the red is only 1 unit, the blue is 3 units, so the blue ones will be having a value of 3 units, which is 3 multiplied by the 1 unit, which was 40 here. So that will be 120 blue bits at the end, and for red it's just 40. Okay, and remember this, she actually used 45 red bits. So in the before case, for before, okay, for the before case, okay, the blue bits will be more than 120, the red bits will be more than 40. Okay, the red bits will actually be 40 plus the 45 bits that she used, which is 85 bits, and the blue bits will be 120 plus these 2 units right here. I'm shading it right now. 120 plus 80. Why 80? Because 40 multiplied by these 2 units here. Okay, so that gives us a value of 200. If you total this up, okay, indeed in the before case she had 285 bits in total. So that's how you know that from your checks, okay, this last step, very important step, that your answer makes sense and your answer is also correct. Okay, thank you, and I hope it helps. Okay, remember this, there are 3 exam skills that your child needs for the problem sums. That is analyzing the question, executing the steps as we have done, and also check. Okay, along with time management. Time management means that your child needs to time his or herself in each question and not to exceed the time allowed for each and every question in order to allow your child to complete the problem sums. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day ahead.